We just hit like a stop. How are we supposed to get to York Road? How? Why is it blocked? Fuck. Oh, you guys got that on camera. You see how they treat people here? But we get a good look here on the inside. This is, I think, the we are by O'Hare Airport at Irving Park and York Road. Look how far that goes. I'm gonna drive right by that cop again. See if this time I get through. How's that noise? Alright, so I'm gonna pause it now. Alright, I'm heading down Irving Park, right where that. Here's where there's cameras actually hidden right above us as we speak right now. I'm trying to give you the best full view of the airport I possibly can while driving. Seems to have been a major accident, so at least it's nothing nefarious. But look at all this, there's more over here. One accident, we had like 7,000 cops. That's Chicago. Probably another one off to the side here with the lights on. Now here's where stuff gets interesting. Pretty soon the Communist flag building's coming up. They're doing a lot more work on the other side now, but there's not much intel I can give you off that. It's hills. Like this one coming up here, you'll see there's a giant mound just out of Alright, we're approaching O'Hare right now from the backside actually. So in a way that cop kicking me out gets us some high quality footage of something we usually don't see. There's a train. snow to wipe off, you son of a bitch. Stop following me. Got you on camera. On the run right now. I've been getting followed for like probably about 25 minutes. I missed my turn and I ended up a little too close to Chicago police, DHS, and some kind of other, I think, airport security. And then I just got the video. That other guy who followed me for miles. There's some more security right here in that white van. The amount of digging equipment that's still out here is insane. The bulges that just pop out like right there. What the fuck is that? Someone explain to me why that's there, and then an entrance right here. Yes, an entrance. And then these big anomalies right here. That's a road right there. That's where I see them sitting there. There's one of the white trucks right there. Ah, gotcha. Then you go to this side, and we got... lake's still going.
something like this being in your backyard?
I'm actually kind of offended. I mean, honestly, I've been looking into places like this for a long time, and have some for over a decade in my own city. This dark, this evil. I swear to God, it's shocking to me, Joe. It really is, and I appreciate that InfoWars is out here covering this. I guarantee you, based on what I've heard from other people I worked with that were officers, that there's more than one. I've heard there's over 4 in the city. And who knows how long they've been going, and who knows why they're coming public with this right now. That's the thing that's sketchy to me, is how this got public, because it's so black. And obviously they have something bigger and badder that they are hiding, in my opinion. And I just think that we need to blow the lid off the cover of each and every one of these places and every city, one by one, until we get every state cleared, man. Because this is ridiculous. This is something that I don't think we should be doing to war prisoners, let alone our own citizens.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Check out the latest stories at 2 Real News. And thank you, Seth, for everything. I got 13 minutes left, so I'm going to have to go Alex Jones style here, people. But, alright, so I'm going to go quickly to, we talked about this with Biggs. The Islamist extremists were taken off the terrorist list, domestic terrorist list, and yeah, this is an article by InfoWars by Kurt Memo, and basically they have militia, they have people like me, you know, evangelical Christian libertarian. I'm like, I wouldn't do this besides return vet. And yeah, not ISIS, not the people saying they're going to blow us up and go to the White House. So, you know, we have London on high alert. There's something going on. We have this base right here in Juarez, right by El Paso that Joe was talking about. And people, all I'm asking right now is look up Cloward and Pivot. Look up Rex 84. Look up Agenda 21. Look these damn things up and realize what's happening out there. Tell me that these things written years and years ago aren't relevant right now. I challenge you to look them up. I really do. Because these eugenics, loving fascist scum elite are running this whole sick game plan, and we need to wake up to it to stop it. That's the only way. Okay? So look up Rex 84. Look up Agenda 21. Look up Cloud and Pivot, and then tell me I'm wrong. Quickly to the Ukraine situation, what's going on? Well, how many times could Russia invade Ukraine? We talked about this with Professor Bloom, and he broke it down too. They were humanitarian aid trucks they had pulled over. Now, this time they had some stupid satellite pictures but wouldn't release the images. Well, people, listen to this. The people in the New York Times and other outlets that wrote that we need to go invade Ukraine, blah, 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 they're the same ones that said we had to go invade Iraq, that there's WMDs, okay? So think about where these pictures, think about all the pictures they altered to try to start wars, okay? So think about that. Our military are performing black ops right now on the border, egging Russia on, okay? Egging them on. And why would we want to start a damn nuclear war, people? Maybe these robotic systems from DARPA are a little more advanced than we know. And they're ready to get rid of a massive amount of population. Okay? Because I don't see why they would want to start World War III and blow up the whole world. Unless they had some damn plan to go hide in their bunker. Because that's what I feel it is. Let us fight from up here. Okay, I got 11 minutes. Truth Seeker social media questions of the week. I'm sorry, I had to put this first one on. Mr. Michigan, man, you always bugged me about this. You know, we're cool, brother. But why are you always sticking up for Vladimir Putin? I get this so much. He just invaded Ukraine yesterday. Well, I had to do that last section before that question. Prove to me that he invaded Ukraine. I'm waiting. You can email me. Just show me some kind of proof. Then maybe I'll stop. As far as I'm concerned, and Joe Biggs, who's an American troop, you know, U.S. Army, said the same thing. Okay, so why don't you look at the facts first before you jump to conclusions? Then I said, then I got another question here. This is from a guy named Dylan, also a good fan of mine. Who would you vote for today, Pete? Because Cruz and Paul have not been doing much of anything lately. I get that a lot. but I had to take this question because Paul actually did call Obama a king, but he says he's not a king, but actually he is, and Rand Paul needs to come out and say, look, Obama, you're a dictator, and I've had enough, and just snap. And one of them does. And Ted Cruz, you had all this crap going on in Texas. I'm disappointed that he did not do anything. I will admit that. So you got it. Next question was from Jake. Why does Alex Jones flip out over Israel so much? I don't want to speak for Alex Jones. All I'd like to say is that he is more concerned about the oppressors of our civil liberties, our rights, our Constitution here in the United States. And that's why he people say he's a Putin lover, this and that. No, he's not. He just knows that Vladimir Putin's not trying to take our rights, okay? Vladimir Putin isn't. Neither is, like Israel in a sense, so why should he just rip and harp on Israel? I don't like Israel. I probably dislike them way more than Alex Jones, and I don't harp on them either. So you could throw that question at me. And I'm not going to speak for Alex Jones, but I mean, how many fights do you want him to get into? I mean, he's in a pretty big fight here for our damn Constitution in the United States. He can't fight in Israel, Russia, and everyone. Like, everyone wants him to fight everybody. You gotta pick and choose your battles at times, and that's how I answer that. Where do you think the economy is heading, and can you give us your take on the bailouts of Ron Paul forever? I hope that's Ron Paul asking for my tape, but I think the bailouts are just wealth transfer. I mean, it's that simple. The rich got richer, the poor got poorer, the little guy lost his house, the Goldman Sachs bet against it, won money off them losing their house, and received bailouts. So my take is it was the biggest screw job of my life. Okay, it's that simple. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. That's my take. The last question here is, why do you feel the elites are moving to underground bunkers, and with the recent increase in seismic activity, do you think that these two things correlate or relate with one another? And that's a hell of a question, and I think that they know something. They're leaving the country, going to small islands. That could very, very well be a correlation. They're making moves in the Ozarks. There's bunkers under, I'm sure, O'Hare, Denver. I mean, yeah, they know something. Now, is it inevitable or is it of their creation? That's the question. Is it natural, or do they know something like nuclear exchange is happening? Gotta look at that too. But yeah, the Iceland just had a volcanic thing again, and they warned that we had the 6.0 earthquake, 6.3 in Northern California, and this shows the power of Mother Nature. So that very well could be. And many people even know that their houses were on a major fault line, and many people in America don't realize we could have a Fukushima-like event here because we have so many power plants built on fault lines. We had a guy, ISIS in Chicago. We've had ISIS threats here, but the ALOS challenge, the Ice Bucket Challenge, I found out that only gives 27% of the actual money they made to the cause itself. So where does the rest of that money go, people? Think about that. Think about that. Again, I'd like to say, if you'd like to share the show, promote it. Also, check out Scott Sentinel at True Sentinel. You can find a link on my Truth is Stranger Than Fiction page, or you can find him on YouTube. And support him. He had me on the show. I did an early morning interview, and he's a very intelligent, smart guy. He's going to be doing some reporting from on this show from like Ukraine and things like that. So support the True Sentinel, and you can find it on Ron Gibson's page, or just type in True Sentinel on YouTube, or like I said, check the Truth is Stranger Than Fiction page. I posted his link up the other day. And he also posted a link talking about the interview we had. So support him, support Two Real News, and we're all in this, together. Because either we're gonna die together fighting as all out, or we're gonna hang separately, turning in each other. And I'm not doing that. I ain't open my mouth. So either join the system or fight the system, people. I'd like to thank our guest, Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs, today, and Dr. Miller as well. I'd also like to quickly, I got 4 minutes, talk about Henry Kissinger. This is on InfoWars from August 29th. You can find on YouTube the videos. Talks about pretty much Libya is in a civil war and blah, 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 and Syria situation, Iraq, blah, blah, blah. Basically going and pushes and admits that there is, in the past, Kissinger and other globalists have explained various aspects of the New World Order, and there's a couple of YouTube videos I wanted to play down at time of him just talking about it, but he has come out and basically admitted that there's a New World Order, and he was a very powerful guy. I went over this article, but I suggest read it yourself, by Kit Daniels. This is the FBI Terror Report, Militia, Sovereign Citizens Greater Threat Than Islamic Terrorists. Go through that article, read that for yourselves. That's powerful. Because you could have the Don't Threat on your flag, the Gadsden flag, Ron Paul bumper stickers, and now you're worse than ISIS. And Dr. Paul Craig Roberts wrote an article on InfoWars speaking about basically how we should not jump to conclusions and look at the facts before we are thrown into intervention in Ukraine, because Russia has literally tried to avoid conflict numerous times, and it goes on to talk about how they did this with Jordan right before the Olympics. 2 weeks ago we heard there's an invasion. A month before there's an invasion. It's like the girl that cried wolf. Eventually we're not going to believe you, and I hope they do invade, and at least take back their areas where it was Russia throughout history, and maybe some of this will calm down, and maybe if the NATO backed off of Russia, all this crap wouldn't be happening at this very moment, people. Should we think about that? And I'm not even going to blame Obama anymore. That's the crazy thing, is we got to look at the strings that are hooked up to him and who's pulling them, and go after these people, okay? Because you got damn Henry Kissinger coming out saying there's a New World Order. We got our borders open. We got terror threats in New York and London. We got problems, people. We got short time to fix these problems. And that's why you got to be like Seth Davis. You got to be like Pete Wicker. You got to be like Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs. Go out there, start up your own news website like Two Real News, or do your own show like The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, and let's knock these, excuse my language, knock these fuckers back in the place. Because they're going to step on us and walk all over us until we do that. And I'm not saying in a violent way. I'm saying in the information war. Because that scares them even more, because they call us dumbed-down animals and this and that. Let's show them these dumbed-down animals aren't dumb enough to research what you call us and rub it in their face and get these motherfuckers to shut up, okay? Because I'm at the point now where I can't take it. I really can't. And the last bit of news I just want to say is basically that DARPA is looking into putting black boxes in your car by 2020 that would tax you by the mile. Like we talked about earlier, brain, plans, brain chip implants for the troops. And many people think that the internet was invented by DARPA in 1963, not Al Gore. And bug drones, spying dishwashers. This is not my opinion. That's General Petraeus. Okay, he said himself, not Pete Wicker. But again, I'd like to encourage everybody to check out the Truth Sentinel. You could find on my page. I encourage everyone to go to Two Real News on Facebook. I'd like to thank my buddy Seth Davis. I couldn't do this without you, brother. I'd like to ask everyone to pray for everyone across the world in these times of great need. Pray for me. I was kept up all night by death threats again. No, not death threats, but grunts. But 67 missed calls off a private number. People aren't going to stop me. It only motivates me more. I got 40 seconds left, and I'm going to dedicate 20 of this to telling people that called me all night to go fuck yourself, okay? Because you ain't stopping me. The only way you're going to stop me is if you kill me. And you ain't got the balls to come up and look me in the face and try to kill me. Because guess what, motherfucker? I duck quick. But this is The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. Podcast 29 or possibly 30. I'm starting to lose track. I have 12 seconds. I'd like to thank everyone, thank the fans. Let's all work together. Again, if you want to share my show, you can. This is The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction with Pete Wichert on Saturday, August 30th. 2014. Have a good one.